Up to take this first sideline cut. Delightfully cut in away towards Pat Bennett, but away by Carey. That will give the young fullback a bit of encouragement. Here's Jimmy Carroll, just back from a month's suspension. Down into open space. Pat McCarthy back in the action, foul straight away. So here's a chance for Paddy Kelly to give Limerick the lead from just inside the 45-metre line. Just inside that right-hand post. Limerick go in front thanks to Paddy Kelly. Pass towards Kevin Ryan, the Waterford captain. Pat Bennett left it behind him to Pat Kramer. That's Donie Barry. Down to Terence Kenny, who's made rather a nervous start. He's been ever present in the Limerick plan since Damon Cregan and his selectors took over. This is Gary Kirby firing it in, putting it over the bar. A second point for Limerick. Gary Kirby the scorer. Now Leonard and Jimmy Carroll going for the one ball. Noel Collins for Waterford up towards his full forward John MacDonald. That's Pat Kramer with a fresh air stroke, and the referee saw an illegal cut across the arm that time, and it's going to be a free in for Waterford. Kieran Dillahunty will be the taker. Puts it over the bar, and it's 2 points to 1. Very much a shirt-sleeve day, just a light, gentle breeze blowing, but plenty of sunshine about. No, Leonard misses it completely. Here's Barry Parr, his side behind by a point, towards Kevin Ryan, the captain. Shane Ahern, oh, brilliant shot, marvellous save by Tommy Quaid. He gives away the 65, but lightning quick in his reactions, and a very deserved round of applause for Tommy Quaid's goalkeeping. What a superb shot that was by Shane Ahern. The player is just back from the All-Star tour, and brilliantly smothered by Quaid. The 65 by Pat Ryan is swung over the bar, and they're level again. So, second time in the match, the sides have been level, 3 points apiece. Liam O'Connor kicking it away. Why wouldn't he? Last weekend he was playing for Waterford footballers against Clare in the championship. This is Daithí Foran having a real fight with Terence Kenny. Good clearance under pressure. Peter O'Connor first to the ball in his second championship season. No Leonard Annie to it. Pat Ryan trying to break it up there with Liam O'Connor. Very much steady as a rock at centre half back. Towards John MacDonald. The player slips inside as Donie Barry tries to get the ball out. Here's John MacDonald, scored 4-4 in a recent challenge match to Pat Bennett. There's a goal for the taking here for Waterford. Pat Bennett, the scorer, saluting that pass from John MacDonald. Waterford go a goal and a point ahead. What a tangle the Limerick defence got itself into, however. John MacDonald, the player in possession, with that sweet pass to Bennett, and somehow it was scrambled in and over the line. Barry Parr looking for another point. Will it curl in? Yes, it does. They lead by a goal and 2 points. Waterford 1-5, Limerick 3 points, and there are 18 and a half minutes gone in this first half. Well, Waterford went into this match having fallen sharply in the last couple of weeks from the heights they set in March when they beat Cork, but that dugout, I'd say, is pretty happy at the moment. Damon Cregan had a quiet word with him just a couple of moments ago. Pat McCarthy by Mick Quaid. It goes on to Pat McCarthy again. There's a goal for the taking. Brilliantly saved by Pat Curran. Oh, that's one of the best saves I've seen for quite a few seasons. It brings the crowd to its feet. But really, Pat McCarthy should have buried it. Instead, he tried to lob it past the goalkeeper, and Curran made a splendid save. Well, Collins cutting it in well towards John MacDonald. Not quite sure if he got a touch to it, but it was good goalkeeping nonetheless by Tommy Quaid. And now struggling to get out the clearance. Oh, he gives it straight to John MacDonald. To Dillahunty, the point. Kieran Dillahunty's fourth score. 2 of them were from frees, but that was a well-taken point towards Dillahunty. This is Noel Collins. There are men loose outside him. Collins goes it alone, and a good point. They've been on the defensive for the last 10 minutes. But Noel Crowley, the scorer. Jimmy Carroll drops it down. This is Noel Crowley. He really has worked terribly hard in this first half. There's a foul on Crowley. And Kieran Delahunty will take the free. He's scored from 2 frees so far. 4 points in all is his tally for the first half. Make that 5. So Waterford extend their lead 1-9 to 7 points. And Crowley's had a very, very good first half. But certainly this championship tie, anything but an open and shut case. Who meets Cork in 3 weeks' time in the semi-final is very much in the balance. Comes back to Jimmy Carroll, beating 3 Waterford men. To Kenny, and Terence Kenny scores just after a minute in the second half. Kevin Ryan, it's all a little scrappy and untidy. Kieran Delahunty getting it inside to Noel Crowley, and Crowley gets his second point. Seems to be Anthony Carmody, the player who's coming on. So can Anthony Carmody make the difference between these teams? Here's Pat McCarthy on his way for goal, perhaps. It's a point. And in the last 5 minutes, Limerick have scored 3 points without reply, and gradually they're cutting back that Waterford lead. Now it's the turn of the Limerick supporters to try to rally behind their side. Terence Kenny again from 47 metres or so, and another point, his second in the second half. Certainly Limerick doing an awful lot better in the second half. Still not playing very well, it must be said, but doing so much better than in the first half. Shane Fitzgibbon trying to come more into the game, leading Donie 4 in the merry dance. The hand pass across the goal towards Donie Fitzgerald. That's a goal, and Limerick are in the lead. Some spectacular wing play, and the pass across to Donie Fitzgerald, who buried it away to the goalkeeper's left. And Limerick lead by a point. Nice catch under pressure. Shane Ahern. Nicely inside towards Michael Welch. Catches it cleanly. They're level again from Michael Welch. Towards Terence Kenny. Getting by Pat Ryan. Can he give his side the lead again? Pursued by Jimmy Beresford. The hand pass outside to Donie Fitzgerald, but he might have gone for a point chance himself. So responsibility passed over to Donie Fitzgerald, having to go really the hard way about it. To Anthony Carmody, the substitute in the second half, and finally the point comes. Well, they seem to be making it awfully difficult for themselves. Pat Curran, the Waterford goalkeeper, with the puck out. 4 minutes to go. And the Waterford fans who long for the days of Tom Cheesty and Frankie Welch and Phil Guinan and the others, well, they must be refreshed by what they've seen this afternoon. Pat McCarthy gets it inside to Terence Kenny. Can this seal it? Yes, it's a goal! A goal by Shane Fitzgibbon. Limerick lead by 2 goals and 15 to Waterford's 1 goal and 14. Nice combined play by Terence Kenny, setting up Shane Fitzgibbon, and his finishing was expert.